Hi everyone, we are by the window again today. How are you guys doing? It's such a beautiful day. And if this is your first time watching, my name is Shola. And I told myself this year I was going to be consistent. I dropped the ball because I got another job. Yes, I got another job, and which I have to go do this job twice a week, and I have to drive in traffic sometimes for an hour and then go to the appointed office. And it's one of those jobs that after doing it I just want to sleep because my brain is filled with things that my brain shouldn't be filled with. Anywho, for those that know what it is, I cannot disclose it here because it is top secret. Okay, so yeah, but today we are talking about something that's been on my mind. So beginning of this year, I put together a list of all the videos that I will talk about. I think I had about 15 main topics, and then from those topics I was going to do some other topics that I feel that will help you. And as a mother of a 19-year-old and a soon to be 16-year-old, I think I have some stuff I can share that could help you out. But to be honest with you, my phone got messed up. I lost all that information, including so many vital other information, contacts and stuff. So now I'm kind of dead in the water and I have to start all over again, thinking and brainstorming. But this is it. So let's talk about things that I regret doing as a Nigerian mom. Yes. So I am a Nigerian. For those that don't know, I'm a Nigerian. My full name is Oluwashola, or Oluwanishola, as I say. So, and I'm from the Yoruba tribe. If you know the Yoruba tribe, we pride ourselves in respect. We pride ourselves in obeying our parents and doing what we are told and not deviating from that. We will obey our parents even if we are in our 70s and our parents are still alive. We will obey to the detriment of ourselves. So as a parent, when I knew I was gonna have a child, I was like, oh, I'm gonna try my best to be the best mom. I'm gonna try my best to instill all these values and culture and all this stuff in them. I'm gonna try my best. My child will know all this, know all that. So thereby takes me to number one. Number one thing I regret doing or not doing, actually this is not doing as a Nigerian mom, is I regret not speaking my language every single time to my children. And I feel like if I had done that more diligently, my children will understand the language more. It is not that sometimes when I talk, if I say something, my kids can pick up sometimes what I'm saying. They can pick up, oh, you are saying this, or you are saying that. And yeah, so, but I mean, we have several videos on this channel where they are learning how to speak the language, but I regret not continuously doing it, like doing it more and more. I mean, even my dad came one time and even taught them, gave them a full-blown lesson, which you can see in this video that just popped up, and teaching them about accent and stuff. But I regret not continuously doing it because there are people from other cultures that they teach their kids and their kids know about how to speak their language. And I'm like, Shola, why didn't you do that? So I regret that. And then I see people that live in Nigeria and they don't even speak the language to their children. And I'm like, is our language going to die? I'm jealous. I'm like, because even me growing up, I didn't even speak Yoruba so much. I spoke Yoruba, but it wasn't something that I was like Yoruba. I spoke more of English, so it was kind of more hard. That might be my reason. I spoke more English than Yoruba. So that's one thing I regret doing as a Nigerian mom. The second thing I regret not doing is involving my children more in, I don't know, mixing with others. Yeah. I am someone that I'm an introvert extrovert. Why? I can be in some situations. For example, sometimes when I go to church, most times, not sometimes, let me be honest. Most times when I go to church, I want to just melt with the wall. I want to be present. I want to hear what is being said. I want to be there, but I don't want people to come at me. I just don't know. I get like a little anxiety. Yeah, I have a little anxiety issue. I get a little bit anxiety when people come at me or want to talk to me sometimes. And sometimes I don't feel it. And sometimes I just feel, should I say insufficient? No, that's a bad word. I just feel that, don't let me, maybe I'm not up to par. I just feel, I don't know. So I wish that I got my children more, involved in some stuff, like more culturally, I don't know. So that's one thing that I wish I did. But it's like my children, even my oldest daughter now in college, she's feeling herself. My kids are kind of like me, which I don't want them to be so much. When they're with their friends, they're bubbly, they are extrovert, but then sometimes they'll go back into their shell. So they kind of I think they picked that up from me. And my husband is an extrovert, but sometimes he can be quiet. So I just say, you know what, God will guide them. I didn't do it when they were early. I kind of kept them protected. And I think I did that because out of experiences that I've gotten in the past, I've had some not so pleasant experience with people. I've shared on this channel a couple of reasons with friends and stuff. I didn't go into depth because I don't want to expose people like that, but that just, when you go through situations like that, it just makes you feel guarded. You want to guard your children, you want to protect your children. I don't want your children to fall into whatever, but then again, you're like, you want them to be exposed, to be able to mix with others and not feel intimidated or whatever. So that's one thing that I also regret, and I'm being honest now. I actually put it in prayer for this year that God would just help me not to be anxious, and I want to get more involved in things, but every time I want to try to get involved and do something, I clamp up again, I get scared again. So I know God is going to work his goodwill in me. He's going to help me in that situation. And I'm going to try and push myself and not feel overwhelmed. Yeah. So the other thing I regret as a Nigerian parent, and this one is not really a Nigerian parent. This one is more like a parent. I regret giving my children cell phone at an early age. Said it. Now, my oldest daughter, I didn't give her cell phone at an early age. My youngest daughter, I did. And I even spoke to her the other day and she was like, yeah, you gave it to me too early. And I'm like, But see, this is the thing. My children go to a school so far away from me. So that was my reason of giving them cell phone. I think it did more damage than it should have. Yeah, it exposed them to some things that they shouldn't have exposed. If I had my will, I would just have not let them have a cell phone till maybe end of middle school. But then again, there were some things that they had to do. They were in groups, school groups, and they had to be on the phone, like connect to each other on the phone. So I don't even know, in this day and age, I don't even know if you can escape something like that. Another thing, and this one is a big one, and you have to listen to me when it comes to this one. I regret trying to raise my children the way my parents raised me. And I'll explain to it. The way my parents raised me was good. There was some good. Everybody, when the way you are raised, there's some good parts, there's some parts that are not so good, and you're like, I wish I wasn't raised that way, because it impacted you in that way and stuff. So there were some ways that my parents were raising me that raised me, that I was trying to raise my children that way. And the bad part about me doing it is that I grew up in a Nigerian community. I grew up, the way I grew up is different than the way my children are growing up. The environment I grew up is different than the environment my children grew up. So me trying to raise my children exactly similar to the way my parents raised me, was giving them injustice. I should always raise my children, first of all, the way God wants them to be raised. And then second of all, look at the environment, look at the society they live in, and see, okay, how would they adapt? How would they fit in? How will something, and pick those aspects? Not just, oh, because when I was growing up, my parents didn't allow me to do this. Okay, my kids will not do this too, you know? And yeah, I mean, there were some good things that my parents, the way my parents raised me, that I still appreciate, and I'm glad that I taught my kids. But there's some other stuff that, you know, I think I shouldn't have force them to do just because that's all I knew. You know, it's like, that's all you know, so what are you gonna do, eh? So yeah, so that one, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. And I was talking to my youngest daughter, who is the only one at home with me. She was like, yeah, I felt that I was being forced to do this and da, da, da. And I was like, really? I mean, but when I grew up, that was okay. And she's like, but mommy, that is not, you know. So as parents, I think we need to just go with our current environment, our current society, and kind of use that as a method in the terms of raising our children. Now, the last thing, I think this is number 5, yeah. The 5th thing that I regret as a Nigerian, so 5 things I regret as a Nigerian parent when it comes to raising my kids. The 5th thing was, you know, and this is something that when they were growing up, you know, this is actually funny to me. You know, Nigerian parents, they'll be like, you have to be an engineer, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a... So one thing I regret, which I am so glad that me and my husband, we caught it early enough and we stopped doing it, was when our children was younger, we had that Nigerian mentality that you have to be a doctor, you have to be a this, you have to be an engineer, you have to be whatever. And what really opened up our eyes was my oldest daughter starting college. Oh my goodness, you guys, that whole process opened up our eyes. You know, my oldest daughter, she was supposed to go in as biomedical engineer. That was what. And whenever people ask me, what's your daughter going to do? You know, as a mother, Nigerian mother, you are prideful. You are like, my daughter is going to be a biomedical engineer. My mouth will, you can see all my 36, like, biomedical engineer. You know, I'm the mother of engineer. I've already started planning my graduate, you know. Come to find out, you know, oh no, even before then, to be honest with you, before then, she said she wants to be a dentist. So that one sparked my head. My daughter is going to be a dentist. Before you knew it, she changed biomedical engineering. I'm like, anyway, engineering is there. Biomedical engineering. The next thing, she changed. She's going to be this. The next thing, now, she's going into economics and finance and whatever. And I'm like, when your children are in senior year and they're trying to get into college, it will show you Pepe. Because she wrote the application. She said she wants to go in for biomedical engineering. But after the school assessed that, because I didn't even know that schools will do that, they will assess you, they'll look at your grades, they'll look at your stuff, they'll look at your social lifestyle, they'll look at everything about you. That's American schools, they'll look at everything about you. And now they will now conclude that they feel that you should be this. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. So anyway, so when that happened, I said, okay, fine. Now my youngest daughter, she was like, I want to be a lawyer. We two were like, I'm going to be mother of lawyer. Now, I'm like, whatever makes you happy. That is the thing. So that is one regret as a parent that I regret, but I'm glad we caught it early. Now, my husband and I were like, you know what? Whatever you want to be that. As long as, number 1, it's something you love. Number 2, it's something that will provide for your needs. It's not that you be coming home and say, you come home to, you come home to borrow gari, you come home to borrow sugar, you come home to, you can't pay your rent. It has to be something that will be sufficient for you. So that is it too. So I want to know, what regrets do you guys have? And you know, parenting has not ended. We're still in it. So of course, I'll be coming back to gist you guys more. So what are other regrets that you have? If you If you have them, share it. If you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. Oh, by the way, if you want, there are these 2 videos right here. One is what I regret, marrying my husband. You can watch that, and then another one, I'll put another video, nice video for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.